During the past years that I've done reviews here, I've seen a lot of phones, but I have seen nothing like the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, which I'm gonna tell you all about my experiences with it today. I've been using it for around 2 weeks now. Constantly, it's been my primary mobile phone. I have a lot of photography experiences with it. I have a lot of gaming experiences with it. I have the white version, by the way, as you can see here. It has 1750 nits of brightness on its screen. So that's basically the best screen that I've used on a mobile phone up until now. And it's an Android 12 device, so you get the latest Android system on it. The camera array is totally amazing, and we're gonna check out a lot of photos that I took in a moment. So let's just begin. If you are for the first time on this channel, thank you very much for coming here. I'm Rotordil. You are more than invited to subscribe by clicking on the red button down below. I basically review gadgets on this channel, so you're gonna be able to see my future adventures, and I have some really cool stuff coming up. Let's look at the photos and videos I took with the Galaxy S22 Ultra. I want to start with the most difficult photos. These are night shots that I use the phone to take. And as you can see right now, I have multiple examples here. This is the ultra wide camera. On this mobile phone, we have an amazing ultra wide camera, one of the best that I have tested. It's a 12 megapixel f2.2 13mm equivalent camera. This is a photo that I took of one of the tallest buildings in Tel Aviv, which I was situated at the time. I also tested out the different cameras on this phone. The primary camera, as you can see right now, is a 108 megapixels f1.8 23mm equivalent camera, and it took amazing photos. That's a night shot, and as you can see, everything is really highly detailed on this photo. I could easily use it in any project I would want. Moving on, we see the zoom cameras on this mobile phone. We have two telephoto cameras. The first one is a 10 megapixel f2.4 3x optical zoom. That's a 70mm equivalent. And we have another camera, which is an f4.9 10x zoom, which is a 230mm equivalent, and that's it. So you see all of these photos at the same spot. I'm standing. That's the 10x zoom, that's the 3x zoom, and that's the main camera, the 108 megapixel, and that's the ultra wide. I did take a lot of night shots and also daytime shots. This is in an event I was in a shopping mall. We had some kind of an event where we had to basically taste out the food that was there while they showed us some cool gadgets that you will see in the channel in the future. And that's obviously, who knows the logo, it's a Cricut machine. So I took some shots here. As you can see, that's the ultra wide, that's the main camera, and that's the that's the zoom, that's the 10x zoom actually. So here you can see that there is a bit of over sharpening because I actually did a digital zoom on this and went to the max to see how much I can zoom in, and that's the 10x without the zoom. I used also the primary camera over here to take some food shots, which is something I usually do with my mobile phones, and I actually think I got some good results with this camera. Definitely some photos that I would love to post on Google Maps reviews, which I usually do. So as you can see right now, you get a lot of bokeh when you actually take photos up close, which is really good. That's because it's an f1.8 primary camera. If you don't know what I'm talking about, when you look at a camera, the first feature you want to look at is the aperture or the f-stop rating on it, and you want that number to be as low as you could get it. And f1.8 is great for any mobile phone or any camera like this one, which is a DSLR camera, by the way, the one I'm using right now. So yeah, a lot of food shots here. I actually missed the focus it got on the plant and not on the food itself. And I'm also going to show you guys some videos now because we've seen a lot of photos. I actually have some great example of the 10x zoom in a moment, but here you're going to see the biggest feature of what I believe is important when talking about this camera array, and that's the stability system. Just look at how stable the shots are. You could easily take some videos that are so stable that people would feel like you're using a gimbal. This is another test of the different zoom options, and I'm actually going from 10x to 0.6, the ultra wide, to the biggest zoom I had. And these are real world scenarios I'm taking videos and photos of. This is not a staged environment. Obviously, I wanted to show you guys as true as it gets an example of what you can get with this mobile device. This is the first plate I ate from I think around 4, so don't blame me if I actually didn't leave any food for anybody else. Another event I was in the same week was in this Asus event, and as you can see right now, this is the main camera. It's a really difficult situation to take photos of because this area is totally overexposed, and that's because we have sunlight over there, and I'm actually taking photo of an indoor place, so you can actually see the details both outside and inside. For a DSLR camera, that was a really hard job to take, and it seems like there is a manipulation on this phone which actually get the photos amazingly well, even in difficult scenarios like this. So this is the main camera, and this is the ultra wide, which also gives out amazing photos, as you can see right now. Also deals out with the exposure, the overexposure outside. And one of the things I want to let you guys know, that if you are taking photos of any situation where you have a lot of furniture and you want to have let's say you want to take photos of your place or indoor place, just take a ultra wide, use the ultra wide camera. It's always giving you the best results. So moving on, we see the zoom or telephoto options on this mobile phone. We have the 10x and 3x. That's the 3x zoom and that's the 10x. So you can see that we get a lot of details just by using this, and that's just amazing. You can really see if this guy has been shaving or not. So here's a video of the same thing, just showing you the different features, showing you the primary camera, ultra wide. So that was the ultra wide before. Now we are on the primary main camera, 108 megapixels, and look at the stability on it. This is very stable. Here we kind of missed the shutter rating. As you can see, we have the flickering light on the top right, and now we are on the 10x. So we were on the 3x and now we are on the 10x zoom. On the 10x we are talking about an f4.9 camera in terms of aperture. That means that you will not get the brightest photos, and usually you need a lot of light to actually get good quality photos or videos indoors with it. Here's another photo, just testing out the different exposure options while taking some photos indoors. Here's another video of me just using one of their computers with the ultra wide camera. Great for people like me who are taking videos of technologies and stuff that they hold in their hands. I actually went out to the balcony to test out the cameras again, and as you can see right now, that's one of the shots I got with the primary camera. It looks amazing. You can see a lot of details on the photo, and you can go inside and use the telephoto. This was the 10x and 3x. So 3x is going to be this one, and the 10x is going to be this one. Just look at how much detail you're getting, as this is an optical zoom. This is the ultra wide, same situation. We're going to get a lot of information on the photo. And here's another pan video, just testing out the stability features of the main camera of this phone, which is so freaking stable. It's crazy. I love it. Just zooming in, you see the stability options on the 3x zoom camera, also very stable, looks amazing, no focus issues, and even when moving with the 10x zoom, just look at how stable things are when using 10x zoom. It's amazing. So great camera array. The last thing I can show you guys, which is sadly not in English, is an example of me talking in my native language. As I'm doing these videos in multiple languages, I'm sorry if I'm actually butchering the English. I did another test. This is a test just testing out how much the phone can actually divide my voice from another background sound that is actually happening, and also testing out the selfie camera of this mobile phone, which is a 40 megapixel f2.2 camera. It's not an f1.x, it's a 2x, which is not as good as I actually wanted, but it still delivers great dynamic range and great results. So let's just try to hear this, and I'm sorry if you didn't understand anything. I'll actually let you know what it says once the video is over.
אחד הדברים שאני רוצה להראות לכם בתוך כל הרעש הזה, זה קודם כל אם אפשר לשמוע אותי ברגע שיש רעש בסביבה דינמי, עם את מה שצריך לראות מאחורה. עדיין אפשר לראות את הפנים שלי, למרות ששחר מקבל חשיפה יותר טובה.
Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm basically testing out my voice against someone else who's shouting on the phone, which is actually something that happens a lot in my country. We are testing here basically how the phone deals with background noise. It deals great with background noise. I had some people on the background also shouting, and this guy, it was really funny. But all in all, did deliver in terms of microphone quality. Let's do another test over here. That's the zoom test. And as you can see, Tel Aviv is really beautiful at this specific time. And while I did the zoom test, the biggest thing for me was to see how much zoom you can go in and actually see some details. So that's a 20x zoom right now. And it's a 10x zoom optical with the digital option to get 10x more. And what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to switch from 20x to 0.6, which is crazy. And as you can see the details, we can actually read the sign on the back. I'm going to do switch out right now. You saw all the cameras, and then you got the 0.6 ultra wide. So that's amazing. That's how much zoom you can get. That's an interesting photo. I'm going to talk about it in a moment. As you can see, we have a lot of things going on around here. What I tried to do was to take the actual number on the plate of this car, of this specific car, which is in the dark right now. And I took my main camera, that's the main camera, and I tried to zoom in, and using the telephoto camera and Samsung's options, just get the plate number on it. So I'm going to just show you the result. And that's how it is. So you can actually read the number, which is crazy. Moving on, I did some night shots test. And as you can see, this is the night mode on the camera. There are two options here. You can actually take a photo that's going to take around 4 seconds of footage and then combine it into one photo. And you can also take an 8 seconds of footage. So I have both. This is the 4 seconds and this is the 8 seconds. The only difference I found is in terms of how accurate some of the things that are on the distance are. So it's a bit more accurate on the 10x, on the 8x, obviously. On the 8 seconds. The only problem with this photo mode is that you need to have an environment where nothing really moves, because if something moves, you're gonna be it's not gonna be good enough for you. And that's another test of the night photography mode. I just took photos of this guy, and as you can see, we get a lot of details even though the office is totally dark, no light sources on it. Here's a photo of the selfie camera. I used it for the thumbnail, actually, for the event video I made on my other channel, on my Hebrew channel, and it looks amazing. And if you like to take photos of your neighbors, yeah, you can also do that too. So all in all, a great array, great camera array. It's really one of the best camera arrays that I have seen on any mobile phone. The next thing I want to talk about is the screen on this device. It's probably the best screen I've seen also on any mobile phone. It's a 6.8 inches. The screen here is an Edge Quad HD Plus. That means that you actually see the screen kind of spill out on the sides. It's something that really frightens me, to be honest, but I actually didn't manage to break it or scratch it, even though it has a Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus. I used it without any shielding whatsoever, and it still didn't get any scratches on it for 2 weeks. Other than that, the resolution here is a big thing. This has a really high resolution, so high that you can actually switch it down to Full HD Plus from this default resolution, the high resolution, which is WQHD Plus, and I still couldn't tell the difference. Actually, most of the people I gave this phone to, I asked them if they can see the difference between these two resolutions, and they mentioned that the Full HD Plus actually gets the job done. So you're gonna save a lot of battery life if you use the Full HD Plus and not actually go all the way up to 2K. Another thing that is really important to mention when talking about the screen on this device is the refresh rate. It goes up from 1 Hz to 120. That's dynamically changing refresh rate, and it's gonna save you a lot of battery life. It works great with games, and you feel like everything is so freaking fast. It's like really, really fast. So that's something that was really important for me, as I really use my phone heavy duty all the time while making these kinds of videos. I make a lot of recordings on my mobile phone. So the big thing for me, other than the screen and the camera array, was the new edition of the Galaxy S that is actually coming from the Note series, which is the S Pen. And the S Pen is amazing because when you take the pen out, you can actually see this menu that gives you all the options of things you can do with the pen. The first one is going to be taking notes. You can actually install more applications, but you feel like this is the best. I mean, this is kind of the best pen I've used, other than obviously Apple's products, which is also amazing. This feels like like everything is real time, and there's no delay whatsoever. It's so freaking fast. It's so accurate. I could be taking notes of events and like get everything at the same level of me writing on a piece of paper. So I love the S Pen. I love the way that it works. It also has this button over here, so you could easily like open the camera and just use this as a remote control. Oh, now you're gonna see all my mess over here. So like pressing the pen is basically going to take a photo. So it's a remote control for the camera. It has a lot more usage, depends on the app you are using, and I love it. It's freaking amazing. I did show you guys the photos that I took. I didn't show you the camera array. Obviously, that's the back side of the camera, 2 telephoto lenses, and the main camera and the ultra wide. And on the front, this is the selfie camera, which is a punch hole. So you actually see it over here. So a lot going on over here. Another big thing is the battery life. We're getting a 5,000 milliamps per hour battery. And I wouldn't want anything less than that actually in any phone. I'm using 5,000 milliamps in my last 2 phones. Still have it on this phone. It should be on any professional phone or flagship, if you ask me. So in terms of build quality, a lot is going on over here. I'm going to show you the phone up close, and let's just talk about that. So the Galaxy S22 Ultra actually has an armor aluminum frame. You can actually see it on the sides of the phone. It's really well built. You feel that when you hold the phone. You feel like it's going to last for a while. I really hope it will, actually. And other than that, the weight here is right. It's a 228 grams mobile phone. So it's nothing like the hefty Apple iPhone Pro Max, 13 Pro Max, which I held, which was almost like 250 grams, too much. This one actually has the right weight to it. A lot is going on in terms of the screen. It's a 90.2% screen to body ratio, so it looks just amazing. And I kind of feel like that when holding it, it's like it has a really well design. I don't know how good it will be if I'm actually going to install a case to it, but it feels like I can get to any part of the screen while holding it with one hand, which is something that's really well done. In terms of charging and battery, I talked about the 500 milliamps per hour. This has a quick charge of 45 watts, which is great. It can also charge wirelessly at a rate of 15 watt, and it can also reverse charge at a rate of 4.5 watt. So you're gonna get even reverse charging on this. You can get this product or mobile phone at a different storage option, 1 terabyte, 512 and 256. It has 12 gigabytes of RAM, and you have a UFS 3.1 file system, which is really important. The Android on it is an Android 12, and it has the extra DIMM feature, which is very important to me, and it's also available on this phone. It's not available on many other devices, by the way, that I saw that have Android 12 without the extra DIMM feature. Has a great loudspeaker, and that's most of the things I actually can tell you about it. I kind of wish that the S Pen would go in here because I'm right-handed. It's on the left, so sometimes it's going to be a bit hard to get to it. Definitely with one hand it's kind of impossible, but with one hand maybe I could have like done something with in always it's like you have the pinky finger over here. So the left position here is not the best for the S Pen, but still the fact that it goes into the phone is a big thing. So we also get waterproof capabilities over here. I'm gonna just check the rating. It's IP68. It's gonna let you to be in water for 30 minutes in a 1.5 meter depth. So an amazing phone, probably the best phone that I've used. The buttons here on the sides, volume up, volume down, power switch, SIM card slot here on the bottom. And I'm guessing that's it. A USB-C obviously plugged. You're gonna get the USB-C cable with it and not the charging adapter. That's about it. I love the design. I love the phone. I think it's the best Android phone that I've ever used. And I'm gonna put links and more information about it on description, in the video description down below. I also hope I'm gonna see you on my future videos. I have some really cool stuff coming up, like I mentioned, and I'm also gonna test out extensively the Galaxy S22, not the Ultra version. So if you want to stick around for that, definitely subscribe. I'm going to put 2 video reviews over here for you to watch. Another one over here, the option to subscribe over here. So I'll see you on my next videos. Thank you very much for watching. I was Rotor Deer. Bye bye.